CNN posted yet another smear segment against Bernie Sanders. This one probably the worst that I've seen thus far. Take a look.
Sanders often fights for low-income Americans, but he recently drew some criticism after his tax returns revealed his own income topped $1 million in 2016 and 2017, largely due to two best-selling books after his last presidential campaign.
So if anyone thinks that I should apologize for writing a best-selling book, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it.
But according to a CNN K-File investigation, in his early years, Bernie Sanders felt differently. Nobody should earn more than $1 million, Sanders said in a 1974 article. That's the equivalent of a little more than $5 million today. And anything above $1 million, he believed, should be 100% taxed. He said it should be illegal to amass more wealth than a human family could use in a lifetime, and that members of the Senate should earn the median income of their constituents.
Wow, that's their smear segment, guys. That was just nasty. So understand that quote was a quote that was pulled from an article 44 years ago. 44 years ago. And on top of that, they even mentioned how if you adjust that for inflation, that's $5 million today. So what's your freaking point? I'm sorry, how did Bernie Sanders contradict himself? And by the way, when's the last time you did this to any other candidate? You know, it's like progressive YouTube channels like Kyle Klinsky's Secular Talk, David Pakman, TYT. They'll do a bunch of investigative journalism where they look back at previous candidates, you know, claims and voting records, and they'll do a side-by-side comparison and they'll note the contradictions. Hillary Clinton had like 1 million contradictions. Who she was in the 1990s is totally different than who she is today. Did CNN ever talk about that? No, never. You know why? Because they donated to her campaign. Tons of millions of dollars. Maybe not millions, that's an exaggeration, but at least tens of thousands of dollars. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous for you to criticize Bernie Sanders for something he said 44 years ago. And on top of that, look at this policy position. This is who he was 44 years ago. This kind of shows a level of consistency, if anything. Senators should earn median income of constituents. That's a great freaking idea. That's a brilliant idea. It should be illegal to amass more wealth than the family can spend. I don't agree with that so much, but I think that there should be a progressive tax, and that as you make over $5 million, you should have a progressive tax. Not 100%, but I think it should be close. That's your attack. You're going to attack Bernie Sanders. You're not going to attack Joe Biden, who, by the way, voted for a crime bill that was incredibly unethical, voted for a bill that ended up turning into the Patriot Act. He went against Anita Hill. There are tons of videos of him touching little girls. But no, we never show those on CNN. We only show those on Fox News. Fox News. At this point, guys, Fox News is so much better than CNN when it comes to their positions on Bernie Sanders. Their representation of who Bernie Sanders is literally trash.